Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So the VN server has just gotten their lock-in time for Supreme League. It is finally available for us to actually review how the rules are going to work and then also what the rewards are going to be. Now these are going to be the competition ranking rewards. The champion who is the rank 1 player in Supreme League is going to get a whopping 120 Slumber Essence, which is a lot. They're going to get a Supreme Crown exclusive frame. This is only for the number 1 rank 1 finisher. You're gonna get 10 stellar crystals, 2,000 season tokens, and then this sort of homestead decoration, the crown throne. Now interestingly, the runner-up and the 3rd place and the 4th place, they're all getting the same 120 Slumber Essence, same actual functional rewards, just slightly lower season token, and then not as cool of a frame basically. Top 8 is going to be a drop-off. You're going to have 100 Slumber Essence if you finish in the top 8 and 8 Stellar Crystals, slightly lower season tokens. Top 16 is going to be down again to 90 Slumber Essence, 6 Stellar Crystals, 1,000 season tokens. Top 32 going to drop down again to 80 Slumber Essence, 6 Stellar Crystals, and 800 season tokens. And now after this point, from 32 down to 48 is a pretty big drop-off in terms of the rewards of Slumber Essence. As you see here, it goes from 80 to 60, so 20 reduction, where the other reductions were basically 10 each time. And also there's it's not like doubling, it's not top 64, it's top 48. Yeah, and 5 Stellar Crystals. And then you have your Swiss stage. If you make it basically past the group stage, which is the initial stage, you will be locking in 40 Slumber Essence, 4 Stellar Crystals. If you just make it in the group stage and fail, I guess, you're going to get 20 Slumber Essence. So just for entering in, you're going to get 20 Slumber Essence and 3 Stellar Crystals. And of course, the problem though is if you do not enter in at all, there is unfortunately no way for you earning Slumber Essence. I'm going to go and show you in right here. Yeah, so as you see here, group stage, the highest stage that you make it to, that's the rewards you're going to get. So everyone who makes it into group stage, basically qualified, they're going to be minimum getting group stage rewards. Now, how are the rules going to work? Everyone, you're going to be at 570 as a baseline level, and everyone is going to have these red charms. V plus charms are basically the red charms, legendary charms, going to be equipped to all heroes. So you won't actually be able to customize your charms, at least for this phase 1 of Supreme League. Everyone's going to have that. Now, there are going to be 4 different groups, and the grouping seems to be randomized across all basically players who qualify. And there are going to be 4 different districts. Like, so here's basically the thing, right? Now clearly here, you see some players who are far away in the season number. They're in a different district from my viewer. My viewer's district, I think, is the initial season, server 1 to server 6. So, like, this is going to be randomly assigned. Basically, the pool is going to be 4 different districts are going to come together into the pool to form the pool for Supreme League. But then out of those players who qualify, they're going to be randomized into 4 different groups. And the top 20 of each group is going to have 60 players. The top 20 of each group is going to move on to the Swiss stages. But basically what I'm trying to say is in your own group is not necessarily going to be your own district members. It's going to be randomized. But only top 20 from your group are going to move on to the next stage, which is the Swiss stage. Okay, now if we look at the rewards just for another breakdown, now we have another component, which is the guild rewards. So here's the thing. We don't know exactly how this works, but how I expect it to work is if you have, for example, a guildmate of yours who ranks as champion, if he wins the whole Supreme League, then I believe all guild rewards underneath this tier, up to this tier, are going to be unlocked for claiming. That's how I understand it would work. Otherwise, it doesn't really make sense to me, because if each, for example, like let's say you have 10 different guild members who are all winning Supreme League, which is not probably even possible, but let's say you did that, then what? You're going to get these champion rewards for all of them? But you're going to miss out on all these other rewards. So I think it's probably going to be a one-time. Obviously, this is a speculation. But basically, you're seeing here, if you have a guild member who finishes higher, you're going to get more guild rewards. And the guild rewards are pretty nice. Stellar Crystals, Temporal Essence, 1,000 diamonds, 1,000 season tokens, and if you look down here, also a bunch of different stuff here, temporal essence, diamonds, and if you can claim multiple of all of these, then you are going to potentially get 7 stellar crystals, as well as quite a big amount of temporal essence here. Like in total, this probably adds up to around 30 temporal essence, potentially more than that. And that's all these guild rewards and quite a lot of diamond season tokens. So basically, you want to be in a guild who's trying to compete for at least some of these top ranking points. If you want to get maximum guild rewards. District rewards, so if anyone on your district like wins the Supreme League or finishes highly, then you're also going to get these diamond and season token rewards, but no stellar crystals, no temporal essence here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the formations. Now, the way this is going to work is you're going to set 5 different team formations, okay? And the maps are going to be different. As you see here, this is the original Arena 1 map. However, the second map is going to be the Arena 2 map with these walls. The third map is going to be the Arena 3 map, as a lot of people are familiar with this for regular Arena. It's used a lot. Then 4 is going to be the Arena 4 map, and 5 is going to be the Arena 5 map. So this is how you're going to have to structure. You're not going to have like in Clash Runs where you have them all in this base arena design. And this is going to make it a bit more complicated for actually arranging your team. Fortunately, these maps are pretty decent. They're not as bad as some of the Supreme Arena maps like we have. But this one, especially when you're talking about Phantoms as well, some of these, like this one can get awkward, and this one as well specifically, this is going to be one of the more awkward ones, and probably a lot of people are going to use heroes which maybe don't need to be vertically behind other heroes. More diagonal base, right? So this is how you're going to have to structure your 5 different teams. Now, one thing which people are talking about is how is the winning and losing going to be decided? If you just have to win best 3 out of 5, then a lot of strategy people are thinking about is just go all in on your 3 teams and make your other teams just basically really weak or don't care about them, and just try to win those 3 teams. But that is also, in a way, a risky strategy, but also in a way, it might be the only possible way that you actually compete, you know, because if you cannot build 5 decent teams. So if we look at the guide over here, so group stage rules, event begins with the group stage. Players are divided into 4 groups and fight 15 randomly matched battles. So in the group stage, you're going to fight 15 randomly matched battles, and the top 20 basically win rate out of that is going to advance into the next stage, which is the Swiss stage, which is probably where you're going to be matched with all the other top 20s, and, you know, you're going to battle it out there. And then the group stage rules, once the lock-in phase begins, so there's basically a 48-hour period for lock-in. 1 day, or basically exactly 2 days from when the reset happens. It's like in Clash Runs. Well, Clash Runs actually you have to lock in, I think, 1.5 days. But basically you have 2 days to lock in before the matching is actually going to start. Now, probably we're going to get more information on exactly how everything is going to work when the matching actually starts on VN server, which will be 1.5 days from now. But once the lock-in phase begins, matchmaking will complete, and you can view your opponent's formations. When the battle phase starts, you will battle those opponents one by one. Yeah, as you guys can see here, you have this lock-in. This lock-in period is up for 35 more hours, so it is going to be exactly 2 days from the reset. And then you're going to have the battle phase. Top 80 is going to be the Swiss stage, basically. That's what it's implying, because top 20 from each group is going to advance. But we need to get more information. Where are we going to see this additional information? Oh, you click over here. Okay, so group stage rules. Players from 4 different districts are divided into 4 groups with about 60 players per group. The group stage is divided into prep phase, lock-in phase, and battle phase. During the prep phase, you can adjust your lineups. That's where we're in right now. Then the formations remain hidden from opponents and can be modified until this phase ends. So if you look at an opponent, all you're going to see is basically their Supreme Arena setup, because those 3 teams are automatic, like, entered in. You're not going to see exactly how they're laying out their teams, of course. So you will, like, that will be hidden information until you actually have the lock-in. When the lock-in phase starts, then everyone's locked in. You're going to see who you're going to be matched against, and you can view their teams, but the battle phase will then happen after that. That's basically going to be the cycle. So if we go back here to this information, so during the prep phase, they can adjust. Once formations are locked, the system automatically matches each player with 15 random opponents from their group. And now this is going to be kind of the problem as well. Because it's random opponents, there's no like seeding. There could be some people who end up just getting really favorable matchups and advancing into the Swiss stage, right? Probably Swiss stage onwards is probably going to be you match everyone, and then it's going to be a fair test. But here you're only matching 15 random opponents from the group. So if you get the 15 lowest rankers, which is possible due to a random system, you're going to have a higher chance of actually making it through. So there's going to be, in the group stages, there's going to be RNG, basically to determine who is going to actually promote. But after that, probably that RNG is going to be eliminated. Hero progression is also locked to this time. Subsequent hero ascensions or stat upgrades will not. Okay, so yeah, after the lock-in is locked in. Like, you cannot change your formations, you cannot upgrade your stats and do all of that. It is locked into whatever it was right before the lock-in phase began. The charms are going to be set like we said, and the level set at 570. The top 20 players from each group advance to the Swiss stage. Eliminated players can still participate, and they're going to be participating in predictions. Now, guessing rules. Players who do not qualify or are eliminated during the event can continue participating by placing predictions. At the start of each stage, spectating players will automatically receive league tokens for that specific stage. Each stage offers 3 random questions from the question pool. Players can freely choose which ones they wish to wager on. Correct predictions award both league tokens and league coins, while incorrect predictions grant a small amount of league coins. Okay, so it's going to be a betting, and spectating players will automatically receive league tokens and 3 random questions from the question pool. Players can freely choose which ones they wish to wager on. Now, it's probably you're only going to be looking at your own, basically, district Supreme League. You're not going to be looking at other Supreme Leagues from other districts. That's what it seems to be, and that's what you're going to be betting on. League tokens and league coins are only valid for the current Supreme League event session. They'll expire in the next one. Players can redeem league coins for rewards in the league shop. We're going to have to take a look at that shop. The shop inventory refreshes at the start of each stage. Oh, interesting. There's going to be a refresh of the shop at the beginning of each stage, so the rewards are actually going to be potentially 4 times whatever's in the shop. Because each stage, you're going to have group stage, then Swiss stage, you're going to have then round of whatever, 48, 32. I wonder if each one of those is considered an individual stage, because then potentially you could actually get some pretty big rewards. The prediction leaderboard ranks players based on the total prediction earnings. At the end of the league event, 12 ranked players receive additional rewards. So there's rewards for your predictions as well. There's rewards for your predictions, but what exactly? Oh, the prediction rewards, you just get a title, right? Best spectator. The event organizer is ready to add you to the permanent VIP list. I don't know if that actually means anything. Best spectator. So that's the reward you get. So let's take a look if the shop is actually here. Is this shop? Where are we going to find this shop? I did see a screenshot of this shop somewhere. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the store on the screen. I believe it is only accessible for disqualified players, players who have not qualified, which means that the players who are actually competing, I think they're going to be walled out from getting the rewards from the shop. And as we saw in the actual information breakdown, this shop should be refreshing each time you move into a new state, a new round, right? And in total, there are multiple rounds. There's a group stage, there's a Swiss stage, and then there's probably the final stage. Maybe there's multiples in this final top 48. I don't exactly know, but basically, however many rounds they're going to be, that should be how many times we refresh the shop, and each time in that shop, there are 3 stellar crystals, and I believe only players who are betting will have access to it. The actual competitors will not have access to it, because as you guys see here, there's no shop, there's no way to even make placing your bet, because maybe you could be then rigging your match, which I guess does kind of make sense, but it does kind of suck that you'll be walled out from those rewards, so that's really actually interesting. How the non-competitors, the disqualified players, actually are going to be the only ones accessing that shop and getting the stellar crystals from that. So maybe it is kind of some fairness in the end. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for the Supreme League, basically rundown, showcase, and as the actual matchmaking happens in the 2 days from now, we will probably update you guys on exactly how it is playing out. We don't know, for example, if like, you know, you just need to win best 3 out of 5 and only lock in 3 good teams. We don't know exactly how everything is going to work until it's actually tried in practice, which is going to be coming up in 2 days from from now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching. That is going to be it for this one. And if there is anything else you wanted to point out in our whole breakdown of Supreme League, feel free to share that in the comment section. That is always appreciated and is interesting to hear about. But thank you guys all so much for watching. That is going to be it for this one. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.